Hello, everybody.
And welcome to another week of Mondays Are For the Nerds. I am your co-host, Jay Wright.
And I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
Welcome back. We hope you had a lovely week this past week. I certainly did. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I had more time on my hands than usual this week, so I got to do some more things that I've been meaning to do that I haven't been yet. So it's pretty cool.
Paper Mario?
Actually, no.
No?
I started.
You've thrown him to the side.
I started a game called Sea of Stars. Which is an RPG that is not based on. It's inspired by like Super Nintendo RPGs like Chrono Trigger, especially Chrono Trigger, and Final Fantasy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it is set thousands of years before another game called The Messenger. So it's like that same world. The world building in it is so good. There is a character specifically there for world building where you find these objects and you give them to her, and her magic book writes the story of that objects, and then she reads it to you and you learn more lore and stuff. And it's got a very interesting story. I've not been this drawn into an RPG story in a while, so it's
You want to finish it out?
I'm probably going to finish this out
The
before I
New
get
Blood.
back to it's the New Blood. Yeah,
The New Blood.
where I'm just like I gotta keep going. Like last night I stayed up way too late because I got to like a incite. Like I thought, oh, I've already been to the inciting incident. No, I forgot I was playing an RPG, so the inciting incident is 10 hours into the game.
Right.
So anyway, so it's having a good time. It's got a lot of funny parts in it, but it still takes its story very seriously.
Yeah.
I don't want to do too many spoilers because the game's not that old.
Yeah.
I got it physically as soon as it came out on physical. Then I didn't touch it and didn't play it for a while because I hadn't had. I'm like, I don't have time for an RPG.
Yeah.
But like Paper Mario, I can play a chapter for like an hour and then do
And
that.
then do other things. And then
do other things, and
come
so
back to it.
and so this is a different beast because I never played it before, and it's just so good. The soundtrack is so good, and man, it's like there's lore things I've been telling people that I'm like I realize that might be a spoiler.
Yeah, in case
So
they decide to play it.
So in case they decide to play it, so.
You're like, crap.
If I don't want to have to do like I did last time where I like cut out or do a lot of random noises while I tell
Yeah.
you spoilers. So
we don't.
I'll expound upon it when we're not recording. But I've been enjoying that. I also started the Suicide Squad isekai anime.
Nice. And
I really like it.
do you like it as Amanda Waller at the end?
That
we've touched on
is
this
that
before.
is more of a traumatizing beast. But only because of the facial expressions. You watched
Yeah.
the video, right?
I've seen a TikTok of like someone watching and it showed like part of it. I didn't
Yeah.
watch the full thing, but enough where I was like, no.
It is, but it's also very
thank
surreal
you.
seeing these characters that you know in one context and putting them in another context.
Yeah.
By which I mean like the things they do with anime, they're doing with these characters that normally aren't in that. And Amanda Waller is one of those characters where they pretty much what she looks like, because there's some DC cartoons that I would say, they have the more anime inspired, not to the point where you look at that and go, oh, that's anime inspired.
Yeah.
But there's like a certain look to them where if you put it in an anime, all you would be doing is making the eyes a bit bigger. And so that's
Yeah.
basically what they did with Amanda Waller here.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's basically like seeing Amanda Waller as you've seen her animated before, but she's dancing and making
To what,
like
a rap song? Is it kind of rap?
pop,
Pop.
J pop kind of, yeah. But anyway, it's really good. Do you know the story of it?
I do not.
So it's like a new origin story for the Suicide Squad, where Amanda Waller like opens up a portal to another world and sends in Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot, Peacemaker, and Clayface. Which Clayface is like that's just an interesting choice.
Yeah.
And when he's in his non like clay form, he's inspired by Michael Jackson. So it's just he has the white fedora and everything.
I love that so much.
And anyway, and so they're brought into this portal into another world, but it's like a fantasy world. And when they cross into the portal, it gives them like they have enhanced abilities. Like Clayface can now control all clay, not just the clay on him, and things like that. And so all they've been told is, "Oh, we want to maintain peace." And then they run into Rick Flag later, and the story is he's been told is different as well. So it's like, who knows? It's Amanda Waller. Who knows what the actual
whatever she's up to.
Anyway, and so now they find themselves having to work with the kingdom who has captured them, so they can find their means, as well as contending with the first Suicide Squad that was sent before them.
Ooh.
Who have now been given, who use their new abilities. Working for the Empire, which is fighting the kingdom.
Yeah.
And it's Ratcatcher, Enchantress, Katana, I think Killer Croc, and then I can't remember who the fifth one is. But it's like, so it's very, very interesting to see how it goes. And it's also Suicide Squad, so it's a very irreverent and it's rated MA for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not dubbed in English yet. They have an English cast, but you can only watch it with English subtitles. And it's been the first anime I've watched in a while. And it's going to give me a lot of like, first anime I've watched in a while where I watch it with the subtitles and not the English voice acting. And the voices like going from the voices I see all the time here in the United States, and seeing what voices they give them in Japan. Yeah. It's like Harley Quinn's it's very good. The oh my gosh, Joker in it. I don't care for his design, but his car, he steers it by playing the piano.
Ooh.
It's like this super cool,
like techno kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just.
Yeah. I feel like that would add to his like classiness of that he.
It's very much like this. It's the childish King Shark, not the King Shark from Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah.
And so there's just a lot of moments where there just have to be like, hey, no.
It's kind of like the James Gunn's King Shark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And.
But very good. Episode 5 came out this past Thursday that I'll probably watch after.
So it's a weekly release?
It's a weekly they released the first 3 episodes, and there's been a weekly release after that. And so I think 12 episodes is how long it is. That's normally how long an anime season is 12 episodes. It's normally how long a season is anymore everywhere.
Yeah.
But so yeah.
8 to 12.
That's basically what I've done. I played a little bit of more Psychonauts. Mm-hmm. But not much because I got in on Sea of Stars and work and but
so Neil was over this week, and so I didn't play much Planet Zoo, but I started, and I haven't told you this, Unravel 2.
Ooh.
That day.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. I haven't played the first one, nor do I know if I can get the first one, but I remember whenever I first brought it up to you like a while ago, you said I don't need to play the first one.
From what I remember, no.
You don't need to. And it is. Have you ever played Unravel 2?
I played Unravel 1.
Unravel 2 is beautiful. I don't know if it plays the same. I'm sure it does as the same first one. But it is like, I love there's like no dialogue, and it's just like running through like beauty and all that of this like realistic world. It's so good.
Games like that are just,
it's just like
when it's like
peaceful.
A peaceful platformer like that, which
until I'm doing a challenge and I wanted to throw the controller through the TV. Because I kept hitting whatever that bad juju stuff is.
Yeah.
And I was like...
That's why I think you would like Little Big Planet for the same reasons. Of course, their servers have now been shut down, so I don't know how playing it would go now, because a lot of that it's kind of like Disney Infinity, where a lot of its playability was based on users sharing the things they've made together, because it's that kind of sandbox, build your own levels kind of game.
And I've been kind of like intrigued. I haven't pulled the trigger yet on a Little Big Planet, but like I love
play Sackboy's Big Adventure.
Sackboy's Big Adventure. I think that might be the one.
It's a 3D platformer that's like reminiscent of the Little Big Planet, because it's a Little Big Planet character.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's very easy. Might not be the right. It's easy because it's made for a younger audience, but it's very good. I had fun with it. I haven't finished it. I got it on PS Plus, and then I ended up not finishing it. Or did I get it because it was part of the free monthly games?
I got Unravel 2, and it was like a good deal on PlayStation Store with Subnautica and Subnautica the Frozen one, which I told you about. I kind of want to play it, but I want someone there to get my reaction because I'm not sure I was going to go. And then Thursday, I pulled a triple header at the Alamo. I did see a couple new movies coming out. Thelma. I finally saw Thelma, which is so good. Have I told you about the Alamo's like custom like don't talk, don't text
You
thing.
said you wanted to tell me about it.
Okay, so what it was it showed her, and she's like, honestly, like, hey, thank you for coming to see my movie. And she's like, I appreciate each and every one of you come see her, except for, and she said, like, the guy in row 2, seat 14, at the 2:45 screening of Nebraska on June something 2013, who was talking on his phone the entire time. And then she launched into the Liam Neeson monologue, where she's like, you came to see my first leading role in my illustrious 70-year career. And if you disturb this, I will find you and I will kill you. In her juicy voice, and she's like, I will kill you if you talk or text during this movie. I was like, I'm genuinely kind of terrified of you, dude. But that was like one of my favorite parts. And there's so much about that movie that is like typical like old lady. It reminded me of my grandma a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I tell you a part where she's like just on a mission to do something? And she's randomly sidetracked by this couple, and she goes, do I know you? And they're like, no. She's like, and they go, do you know this person? And she's like, no, I don't think I do. Do you know this person? And they're like, no. And she goes, well, okay, well, have a nice day. It's nice meeting you guys. It just keeps on going on her thing. It is so good. But there were so many parts of it where like it just reminded me of like my grandma a lot. And like the ending scene is like they show the real version of it, because it was inspired by his real grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed like the real footage of what they recreated that scene after, which is just a simple car ride. And she's like, look at that, that's so wonderful. And I'm like, oh, this is so wholesome.
Yeah.
And of course it's June Squibb just being
June Squibb,
but she's got a gun at one point. She knows how to use it. But it is so good. And then I saw Fly Me to the Moon, which was pretty good. It was okay. It wasn't like my favorite.
That's what I've heard.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And I told you what Jim Rash, his 2 quotes.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the director. Did I tell you like in person what it sounded like?
No, I guess not.
I just told you over text. So he goes into Scarlett Johansson's office at one point and to like rant to her about something, and she like tries to like offer him a piece of advice, and he goes, I didn't come in here for you to talk to common sense into me. I came in here for you to agree with me. Like in that tone. And I'm like, this is a mood. This is a mood. And then he's so good in that movie. He stole like every scene that he was in. And then I saw Kinds of Kindness that night, which was all right. I mean, it's Yorgos Lanthimos' next movie with Emma Stone. I like Poor Things better with Yorgos Lanthimos and Emma Stone, but this was all right. I can kind of see why people are like not liking it. Mm-hmm. It's literally 3 short films that are basically unrelated, attached together in one movie with the same cast but playing different characters. Jesse Plemons was really good, and I can see why he got a bunch of like film festival awards for it, because he was like the lead in the first 2, and then Emma Stone was leading the second one. But I enjoyed it. Good Thursday, good triple header at the Alamo. That's about all I did. I was dog tired.
Yep. That
night.
I mean, there were some other things I did, but it was mostly just watching more stuff. Every great once in a while, I just go back and I watch an old Let's Play series of a YouTuber I like, and just kind of that be the thing I watch. Yeah. Watch through it, just laugh again and stuff. So
yeah,
especially because I look back and I'm like, that video is how old? And so I'll go back and watch it.
Like, what?
Yeah.
If I aged this much? Yeah, that's about all I did this week. All right, we're starting with the movies this week. On Tuesday, July 9th, we got a bunch of VOD and digital releases. That's video on demand. We got The Exorcism, Civil War, Titanic the Musical, Dragon Keeper, and The Bike Riders, all released on VOD and digital.
Titanic the Musical?
Yeah.
Is it based on the James Cameron movie?
No, I don't know. I think it's like a film version of like a
well, I mean, I knew it would be a film version of it, but I didn't know if it was like based on.
I don't know what it's based on or anything. I think I saw a clip of Jesse Eisenberg jumping on stage at one point on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if that's like from the movie or it was obviously planned. But
yeah.
But I just saw it and I'm like, oh, well, I've seen that on TikTok a little bit, so I'll add that to the list. On Thursday, July 11th, we got on Amazon Prime Video, Tyler Perry's Divorce in Black released. And then on Friday, July 12th, we got the long-awaited Longlegs horror movie starring Nicolas Cage and Micah Monroe released in theaters. The synopsis says, FBI agent Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes an unexpected turn, revealing evidence of the occult. Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again. We got the release of Fly Me to the Moon, as previously mentioned. Synopsis says sparks fly between a marketing executive and a NASA official as he makes preparations for the Apollo 11 moon landing. It also includes like Woody Harrelson as like someone from the government telling them to fake it. We got Touch that released in theaters. It says a widower embarks on an emotional journey to find his first love who disappeared 50 years ago. The Inheritance got a limited release. Descendants: The Rise of Red, the new Descendants movie, released on Disney Plus Friday. And we got a limited release of Sing Sing, which is about an imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. Divine G finds purpose by acting in a theater group alongside other incarcerated men, including a wary newcomer. It's another A24 flick. It's getting really good reviews, and I want to see it. It's got an expansion, I think, August or something.
So is it like a... That sounds like it's a comedy, but I doubt it.
No, it's a drama.
It's a drama?
It's
okay.
a drama.
Sounds like the alternate universe to A-Team.
Yep.
A-Team, but they start a glee club
Start
instead
a
of...
theater. Yeah. No, it's drama. It's typical A24 drama.
Okay.
It looks really good.
You know, I didn't know if A24 would actually, try to go for variety. Never mind. I'm kidding.
They did the musical that I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
Our TV side, on Monday, July 8th, we got the season 21 premiere of The Bachelorette. We got the season 3 premiere of All American Homecoming on the CW. Tuesday, July 9th, we got episode 7 of The Acolyte, the penultimate episode, which was good. I've loved almost every episode of this show, except for episode 3.
You realize you're in the minority, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, I'm well aware. I think episode 3 and episode 6 are like my least favorite, but I didn't dislike them.
Yeah.
But they're just not like on par as the other ones, but I loved it. I loved it so much. And we got season 11 of Celebrity Family Feud released or premiered on ABC on July 9th. Wednesday, July 10th, we got the primetime season 10 premiere of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on ABC, followed by the season 3 premiere of Claim to Fame, also on ABC. We also got the series premiere of Sunny on Apple TV Plus, and the season 2 premiere on Paramount Plus of Camp Coral, SpongeBob's Under Years. I remember when the first one came out, and I watched one episode, and I meant to watch more. I saw season 2. I'm like, they're only on season 2?
And it's also the last season. Like, it's officially over because I think all the episodes were dropped at once. It is officially the first SpongeBob thing to be done airing.
What about the Patrick show?
Patrick show's still going.
Still going on?
Yeah.
How old is that? 3, 4?
2021, because 2020 was when Sponge on the Run first came out. So, yeah, 2021.
That's how old Paramount Plus is.
Yeah, so 3 years. It lasted 2.5-ish years. Patrick's been going on for about just as long.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And, people like to be like, oh, man, these shows, they're going against what the creator wanted to do. And he actually knew these were all happening. Like, as long as, production time and stuff is, he knew these were all happening.
Yeah.
And so I decided to give him a watch. The Patrick Star Show, I give a pass because it is so much different from what SpongeBob is. It's just basically using the same characters, but with some new characters. That they mostly focus on the new characters with Patrick.
Yeah.
But it's just, how I complain a lot about how modern SpongeBob really leans into the squash and stretch. It's that, but just to
the max.
To the max.
Yeah.
And I know I'm talking about a years old show as if it's new, but I mean,
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's legitimately, I've watched
Patrick
it and laughed.
And so I feel like I'd enjoy it.
And it's it's the stupid Patrick, not the mean stupid Patrick, which they kind of do a lot here, anymore, where Patrick is so stupid. We're like, okay, no, he's got to be doing this on purpose. No, it's just back to the Patrick, just kind of
stupid.
He's just kind of being,
an instrument.
just a thoughtless,
C star.
And
I love Patrick
anyway,
so much. I feel like I would enjoy that movie, the other show, if I actually started watching it.
There's an episode where the sister, Patrick's little sister, spends this whole episode, because what it is Patrick hosts a talk show or something, and his he films it and people watch it, and then other things happen. It's like a show within a show kind of thing. At the end of this episode, she's filming with him and stuff. At the very end, Patrick walks up and is like, hey, thank you for filling in for me. And the other Patrick unmasks, and it's Bootsy Collins.
Who?
Bootsy Collins. He's here, I'll just show you a picture.
Oh my god.
You don't know who that is?
I feel like I've seen him somewhere.
guitarist, singer, funkadelic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it unmasked. He's like, "You're welcome, Patrick." And then Patrick said, "You could tell what it was." Is they're like, "We want a guest star for this," because all Patrick says is, "Thank you, guest star person."
Like insert guest star here.
And it's just his head superimposed onto the. Anyway,
I love
it's
that.
it's that kind of humor, but all the time.
Yeah. Thursday, July 11th, we got the season 3 premiere of Vikings Valhalla on Netflix, and then we also got the series premiere of Sausage Party Foodtopia on Amazon Prime Video. I did not get a chance to watch it. I'm so upset.
I am not upset.
I'll watch it
because
next
we
week.
have less material to talk about.
I'll watch it next week. I'll watch it next Thursday. Mark my words.
That's a part of our small talk next week. I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh, it's gonna be. Be prepared. You guys know it coming. And this week was also the long-awaited return of Shark Week on Discovery, hosted by John Cena, and it included specials such as, let me just read you some of these titles, not all of them.
Alrighty.
Big Shark Energy.
Okay.
I didn't look up what any of these actually were, but these are like the actual games. Shark Frenzy Mating Games, 6,000 Pound Shark. There was one, Alien Sharks, Ghost of Japan, Monsters of Oz, The Real Sharkano, Shark Attack Island, Mother Sharker Hammer Time. These are actual titles of specials. I believe Mother Sharker Hammer Time is airing like right now on Discovery.
That.
Yep.
Man. I feel like the more Shark Week has gone on, the more
just like weird it gets.
It's gotten more and more just trying to get people's attention to actually watch it.
Oh,
but
yeah. Because they're like, oh, Michael Phelps is going to race a shark at one point, and it's like, no, he swam the same distance as a shark did, but didn't actually race a shark. You can't race a shark.
No, that's dangerous.
He's a good swimmer, but you can't race a shark.
It's just not fair because never mind. I was trying to come up with
Michael Phelps is a 20 Olympic gold medalist, probably more.
And then
the shark stands no chance.
The shark did not qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah,
because of a terrible knee injury.
Anyway, that's all my releases for this week. You got some on your end?
I sure do have some gaming releases this week. Not a whole lot. On July 9th, basketball DLC was added to Nintendo Switch Sports as a free update.
Yeah.
Ark of Charon, or Charon, however you would pronounce that, a tower defense colony simulation game about building a fortress on the back of a giant beast. That is on PC now.
Ooh.
And then Once Human, the post-apocalyptic open-world multiplayer survival game, released on PC. And on July 11th, we got the release of Angerfoot, the fast-paced first-person shooter game about kicking down doors and kicking butts, released on PC. That was the one where it had all the different... I told you about it.
Yeah.
And then on July 11th, we also had Princess Maker 2 Regeneration, the remaster of the Princess Raising game, released on PC and Switch. It is a game about raising a princess, and it's 5 hours, she turns 18, and then you get whatever ending you did based on how you raised her and what her birthday determines certain things about her personality and stuff. And
so she's a Gemini. Just kidding.
Things like just things like that. Where anyway, very weird game series. Like it's
a simulator.
It's very strange, but it. Popular enough for there to be a remaster of the second game and to celebrate like the 30th anniversary.
It was remastered.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's like from the. Yeah, it's from the 90s.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It's like those early, I can't believe they translated it to English, They actually got over here probably because they needed something to,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those are my game releases this week. There's been a lot of other, there's a lot of other tiny stuff, and there's the games that shall not be named on Steam, and different things like that. So
all that,
the games that shovelware games on Steam. So
yeah. We got a couple new posters this week. We got the character posters for Gladiator 2. Got a poster for Futurama Season 12. Got a poster for The Umbrella Academy Season 4, which is going to be the final seasons. We got 25th anniversary posters for SpongeBob SquarePants, the show. We got new posters for We Live in Time, Shrek 5. We got a poster for Watchmen Chapter 1 and a new poster for Longlegs. And in trailers, you can see here, we got a crap ton of trailers. The first trailer for F1 released, coming out in theaters on June 27th, 2025. That's the Brad Pitt Formula One movie. We got the new trailer for Futurama Season 12, releasing July 29th on Hulu, and I'm not sure if that's like 3 episodes and then every week, or if it's releasing all at once. Mm-hmm. Is that how they did the first time?
It was weekly last time.
Weekly? Mm-hmm. This is probably how they do it again. And then we got a new trailer for Gladiator 2, releasing November 22nd in theaters, which looked awesome. Have you seen it? Mm-hmm. Denzel Washington, and that you can see like the political power moves he's playing in his mind in every single shot. Got a final trailer for The Umbrella Academy Season 4, releasing August 8th on Netflix. Got a trailer for Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, releasing August 2nd on Netflix, which looks hilarious.
It leaked a while.
The whole movie?
The whole movie leaked like January.
I haven't seen it. Have you?
I've seen parts of it. I
Is
shouldn't
it not
have.
Good?
It might be unfinished.
Yeah.
When I like the version that leaked that I'd watched clips of, because it was clips that were posted on Twitter. I didn't like go out of my way to watch this leaked movie because it's
leaked.
But no, it looked like your normal like modern SpongeBob fare.
Yeah.
There's a I don't know if it's in the trailer because I haven't watched the trailer, but there's a joke where SpongeBob's like, everyone I know is gone. And I don't have access to all my streaming platforms. And he starts crying.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So, spoiler for a part of the movie that wasn't shown in the trailer.
Well, that makes me sad.
It's like, it'll probably be good.
It looked decent enough.
It'll probably be like it's going to be good kid distraction stuff, you know, where...
I'm not expecting this to be...
It's not
best animated movie
it's not
of
the
year.
SpongeBob SquarePants movie 1 or
it's
anything.
It's not Ultraman, the new Ultraman movie.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't watched Ultraman yet. I know. So I found this YouTube channel that I had to skip a whole part of the video because it's charging cartoon villains or like animated villains with what they would actually be charged with in the courtroom.
And they do the villain.
And they did the villain
Ultraman
from that.
Rising.
They did it was Netflix villain, so they did the villain from that. They did the teacher from Leo, and she got off easy. Like
the substitute. You mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the other like Netflix villains. Back to the Outback, the villain from that. You know, anyway, it's very fun videos to watch, and some of them are funny because it'd be like, well, this technically isn't illegal, but they are doing something that's, you know, kind of not good. Yeah, it's something that's kind of not good. It'll just be like something kind of not good, and it doesn't add anything to the. Or like, there's one where it was Doofenshmirtz from the second dimension Doofenshmirtz who actually, you know, took over and so Doofenshmirtz goes, Jinx, you owe me 2 Cokes, and it goes, boom, Jinx owes 2 Cokes, and it adds it to his sentence. Yeah. So at the very end, when it says all the things he's been charged with, and next to like the money he owes, it's 2 Cokes.
I love that.
It's so anyway.
I love that.
So yeah.
We got the first trailer for Severance Season 2, releasing January 17th, 2025 on Apple TV+. Got the first trailer for We Live in Time, releasing October 11th in theaters. That's a new A24 Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh rom-com, which she has blonde hair, and I saw someone on TikTok say the poster they did, they had to intentionally make it people think that's Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy. We got the first trailer for Watchmen Chapter 1, releasing August 13th. I couldn't find a for sure place, but I think I saw someone say DVD. And is it like
it's a direct to DVD,
okay.
And it'll probably...
That's what I ended up putting.
It might be on Max, but like it'll be on the Max for like 2 months before they, for some odd reason, don't have the rights to play their own movies on their streaming service. That's a whole rant I can go on. I was trying to find a Batman movie. I'm like, no, it was on there. I'm going to be able to stream it. Then it wasn't on there. Neither was like the movies I had just watched with my dad, like, you know, at Christmas time and stuff. So it's like...
And then you see like Wonder Woman popping up on like Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What's that? Or like on Hulu. I'm like, that's Disney. We got a first trailer for The Platform 2, releasing October 4th on Netflix. And the first trailer for The Perfect Couple, releasing September 5th on Netflix. Got some release dates / windows. Eden will have its premiere at the Toronto Film Festival in September. Conjuring 4, which is being called the final film in the series, releases on September 5th, 2025 in theaters. And as previously mentioned, Shrek 5 got an official release date. July 1st, 2026 in theaters. Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy will all reprise their roles. And it will be co-directed by Walt Dorn, who he was the head of story on Shrek Forever After, and Brad Abelson, who's the co-director of Minions: The Rise of Gru, will co-direct that.
I I'm cautiously excited.
Same, because I didn't like Minions, and also...
not because of the creative team behind it, just because of how... I don't know how to put it. Like, the reasons I'm cautiously I cannot put into words why I'm cautiously optimistic. There's just things about how DreamWorks, like the vibe DreamWorks has right now, and the fact that someone pointed this out, like I saw on, I can't remember if it was Twitter or Instagram or something, but someone pointed this out where the things that Shrek made fun of and on purpose did early in its franchise, where it's like, oh, the princess is like doing karate chops and she's fighting for herself. That's everything Disney does now.
Yeah.
So like, what is Disney going to make fun of? If not maybe the companies themselves, but then they'd kind of be making fun of themselves at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like the cynicism has like gone full circle. So it's like, what do you do with Shrek now that isn't, unless they kind of riff off of more of what Puss in Boots was doing, in which they work more with the other fairy tales, and that Shrek and Fiona just happen to be there as a, storytelling point.
Yeah.
My prediction for what it's going to be, though, is, oh no, the ogre babies are grown up.
I mean, it has been,
and now Shrek's a boomer dad. Hijinks ensues.
But then is that like Incredibles 2? You're running into that territory.
I think,
with like the boomer dad.
I think we're gonna go into Incredibles 2 territory. I honestly do. I do think that's where it's gonna go. But that's just like I said. That's me being more news on it. That's me being cynical, though.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me being like.
Yeah.
Like DreamWorks, and people act like DreamWorks is one hit after another. They have always been a lightning in the bottle, and then a couple mediocre movies and a lightning in a bottle again.
Oh yeah, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I don't think anyone thought that was going to be as good as it was.
No, that, and so
the first one was good.
But then what did they release right after that?
What did they release after that?
Whatever it was disappointing, and I can't remember what it is. Google break.
So the last movie after Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, was Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken.
Yeah, there we go.
And then Trolls Band Together.
Yeah, so yeah, there we go.
But then they got Orion in the Dark, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, that was...
And then Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah.
Which was all right.
Orion in the Dark. Did I talk about my thoughts on Orion in the Dark on here?
You never told me about it.
I never told you about it, so I watched it.
Because it came out in like February.
I like the first half of that movie. And then the second half kind of goes in a direction that I'm like... I feel like introducing us to these characters and getting us attached to them and doing what you did with the last half kind of clash together. And that's I think that's what the book it's based on is like.
Yeah.
So it
clashes a little bit.
It's
like not perfect, but then you know what's coming up next. The Wild Robot.
Yep. Oh, man, dude.
Which might be another lightning in the bottle.
It probably will be. If not, it's going to be another Road to El Dorado situation
where it's like going to be underappreciated.
It'll be, yeah.
Yeah.
So
people better freaking appreciate the Wild Robot.
You know what's really underappreciated?
We're getting into the territory now. Oh, Sinbad. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that. I saw that for the first time like 2 years when I was at Walmart.
I was talking about the comedian. I'm kidding. I'm talking about the movie.
Jingle all the way.
That genie movie.
Exactly. Kazam. No, that's Shaq. We need to keep all this in. We've gone so far off track.
We keep getting off track today. Mondays are for getting off track. Anyway.
That's going to be the name of this episode. Okay. Okay. Oh, should I just continue on past Shrek 5? Anyway, Shrek 5, we still got 2 years on it. Cautiously optimistic is what
I'm just glad that this time it wasn't Eddie Murphy going, oh yeah, it's done, and then us waiting 5 more years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Granted, we did have to wait another year for it, then he said. Horizon and American Saga Chapter 2 kind of got the reverse release date. It was the August 16th release date has been canceled to allow more time to grow an audience for the first film before releasing the second, which makes sense. It's delayed indefinitely, still going to come out. Minions 3, the bane of my existence, got a release date of June 30th, 2027 in theaters. It will be the next installment in the Despicable Me franchise.
See, I just wonder, because the first movie's their origin story and how they met Gru at the end, and then the second movie is like their first adventures with Gru. So what's the third movie going to be?
If not before Despicable Me, because you got to a point where you're running out.
Yeah, or is it How Ruse Grew to Fame? You know, which I mean, I guess that's the second movie too. So it's
Yeah.
like,
What are they doing? Because now they've written. I
maybe
feel like they've written themselves in a
now,
corner.
unless it's about Gru's time at the villain school they introduced into the fourth
That is
movie.
true.
That actually might
That
be
is
kind of
true.
interesting to watch.
And have Will Ferrell come back as a young Maxim DeMau. I just want more Will Ferrell. It's my favorite part of that movie. Forget about the Minions, okay?
It is the
Call this
aloe vera
Minions
to the
3.
sunburn that is the Minions to you.
Yeah. Oh, God, I
It's a
cannot get
weird
started
allegory.
on
I'm sorry.
that. This episode's off the rails, and I love it so much. The black and white version of Godzilla -1 is releasing on August 1st on Netflix. And we also got the fall release schedules for NBC, ABC, and FX on Hulu, starting from August 23rd and running variously through middle November. November 19th is what I got on there. I couldn't find any for CBS or like Fox or anything like that, so they'll probably theirs this week. And then that is all for my release dates.
For gaming, so Wednesday the 10th, Nintendo posts a teaser with it's a single fuzzy image like this, just of a wall or a cardboard box, or I'm not quite sure.
Is this the horror one?
And a link and the hashtag Who is Emio. The link goes to this creepy 15-second teaser titled The Smiling Man. It's most definitely teasing a horror project from Nintendo, if either it's like from them as if one of their teams is making it, or they are publishing it, working with another, a third party or second party or whatever.
Yeah.
We know it's rated M, and we know thanks to Australia's rating some of the content warnings of what's in the game. So it's very interesting to see what this is. And I told Jay when I texted him about this that we were going to pause so he could watch the 15-second trailer, just because I want his reaction too. Because I'm not sure how to feel about it. Because on one hand, the horror lover in me is like, man, this is great. And Nintendo making it, man. But on the other hand, I'm like, Nintendo's making this?
Nintendo's making a horror movie?
So,
horror thing?
So, BRB.
Place, talk, seems dark. Silvery moon is shining through the trees.
So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so when you first told me about this, I was like, oh, interesting. And after seeing that, I'm like, no, I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, that, and I misled you because I was telling you what Eternal Darkness is like, which is their last Nintendo. Like, Nintendo did, publish a horror game before, but it was more classic Resident Evil than it was full-on horror, which is most modern horror games are just horror movies with, with video game mechanic, added to it.
Yeah.
But
I did give props to Nintendo because I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's going to be a horror thing. I can probably handle it because, it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? And then after seeing that. No.
Well, that and the content warnings, which
But yeah, no, the whole no.
And the man with the paper sack over his head and the crooked smile.
That was a man? I thought that was a girl.
I would assumed it was a dude, but because the baggy clothes. So but yeah. So
no, I'm not touching that.
There's a lot of theories. Is this a new franchise from Nintendo, or is it once again just something they're publishing that's from another team? So they might own it, but they don't own it at the same one of those things. Or is it like a sequel to? Is it a new Eternal Darkness game? Because they keep renewing their rights to Eternal Darkness. They just don't do anything with it. So is it a new Eternal Darkness? But that really isn't the vibe of Eternal, because Eternal Darkness is a lot more of a eldritch horror kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that looks more like serial killer movie.
Long legs.
That
Nicolas
kind of
Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it like a sequel to Famicom Detective Club, which is like a visual novel series they had way back when that they remade recently? It's like, but then like, why is that a teaser like that for a visual novel? Like it's just so we don't know. It's a lot of speculation based on a 15-second teaser
of someone standing with a paper bag,
and then a rumor which has mostly been mostly been unproven by multiple sources, saying that the rumor that who is making this game is not actually who's making the game. Yeah. So it's like, it's just a lot of questions. And then they haven't said anything else about it. They just posted that and they went on back to, because usually when Nintendo posts teasers or announcement to games, they're just like, hey, check out this trailer for this. It's already been rated, which means it has to come out
soon.
Soon, and they could hold on. Games have been rated before and then hold on for a long time, but it's been publicly like, no, Hopefully we'll find out soon enough, but they just posted that without a caption, just the hashtag, and then they just went back to being like, and back to Pokemon DLC, and it's like, no, hold up, go back, what? So it's, yeah.
What'd you say?
So, but Nintendo also, just like I said, going back into it, Thursday the 11th, Nintendo dropped the first 3 Starfy games on the Game Boy Advance Nintendo Switch Online service. The first time these games have been officially available outside of Japan, Starfy in the United States has only been seen in a DS game that was like the 4th or 5th Starfy game, and being a assist trophy in Smash. That is all we know in the United States Starfy's from.
Yeah.
So these games being available outside of Japan is huge.
It's like a big deal.
They're untranslated though, which I was playing the game. It makes it a little hard to understand because there's a lot of times where you stop and characters talk and tell you what to do. And so it's like, it's kind of self-explanatory because it's Kirby in the way where it's like, oh, well, I just got to go do this. But there's still things where it's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But still awesome that they're here. Just for the sake of, being able to play those officially.
Yeah.
And Nintendo Switch is now the longest running Nintendo console without a replacement.
Nice.
So
until what, spring of next year, probably.
Until probably spring of next year, which still, I mean, that's just a long gap. I mean,
yeah.
At that point, it'll be 8 years, 2017 to 2015. It doesn't
seem like it's
or 2025. 2017, 2025. So like, which is just, that's long for a console in general. I mean, PS4 is.
It doesn't seem like it was that long.
PS4 is kind of getting that where it's being stuck. It's sticking around. But it still has the PS5 as it's being sold alongside a successor.
Yeah.
So it's not quite in the same vein as what Nintendo's doing, which is just
without another successor.
Yeah, and then continuously blowing us away with what they can do with the console. Like Metroid Prime 4 just looks, to the point people thought it was a Switch 2 game when they saw it. And like, oh, they're just teasing it even though they're saying it's for Switch. It's like, no, it's on Nintendo Switch, so it's wild. Xbox has announced a price increase for the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, now raised to $19.99 a month. I think it was $16.99 a month or something like that. When I first got it, it was $10 a month, and then by the time I quit, it was up to $15. So I'm like, I jumped ship right in time.
It's like when I got Disney Plus, it was from yearly. It was like $79.99, $89.99 a month, something like that. And now it's like $140 all of a sudden. I'm like,
oof.
Yeah.
The basic console tier of the Game Pass will be phased out and replaced by a standard tier, which will not include day one releases, which was a former selling point for the Game Pass. So it's like, ooh, they're really Xbox making a lot of weird decisions, and also a lot of normal Xbox decisions, like raising the price again.
Yeah.
Tekken 8 released a trailer for the character Lydia Sobieska, arriving to the game as a DLC fighter on July 25th, with early access coming July 22nd to players who have purchased the playable character Year 1 Pass. The Karate Kid Street Rumble, a retro-style beat-em-up based on the Karate Kid franchise, has been announced for PC and consoles. That releases on September 20th. A game based on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed, has been fully announced after initial announcement in September of last year. The game releases on October 18th, 2024 on PC and consoles. The roguelike TMNT game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, has confirmed a 4-player couch co-op mode due to popular demand. The former Apple Arcade exclusive is coming to Switch and PC with this new mode on July 17th. And then Arc System Works, the team behind Dragon Ball FighterZ, has announced Double Dragon Revive, a new 3D entry in the Double Dragon series, set for a 2025 release on console and PC. Planet Coaster 2 has been announced by the development studio Frontier. A full gameplay reveal is set for July 31st, and the game will release this fall. Water parks are confirmed to be a part of the game.
Nice.
A new horror game, Shift 87, has been announced from the developer Pixel Split and publisher Daedalic Entertainment, or Daedalic, I think it's Daedalic. It's described as a horror observation game. You must explore an environment and find all 66 anomalies before your shift ends. So it's very like a 3D version of I'm on observation duty, if you've heard of those games. It releases July 23rd on PC. And as of July 8th this week, Agent Smith is now officially available in multiverses to players who complete the Get Agent Smith early event. Anyone else will have to wait until July 23rd to purchase him with in-game currency. So you can also play as him in training mode, though, even if you haven't unlocked him. He plays pretty good. Pretty fun to play as him. I haven't unlocked him because the difficulty modes you have to beat is just
Insane.
I don't have time to get the things I need to equip to be able to unlock those higher difficulties. I just don't have time to unlock those, so it's like I'll just wait. Well, yeah, that's my miscellaneous gaming stuff this week. Yeah.
We got a couple new looks that were released this week. Long Legs released a behind-the-scenes / clip of Micah Monroe first seeing Nicolas Cage in costume, which sent her heart rate to 170 beats per minute. They used official promo. She said, "When I walked in and saw Nicolas Cage for the first time as Long Legs, that was a visceral experience I'll never forget." We also got a first look at Nicolas Cage's serial killer character and the first official clip released before the movie came out. We got the first clip released before Thursday of Sausage Party Foodtopia.
Moving on.
We're back. We got the first behind-the-scenes look at Alien Romulus, with director Fede Alvarez's rule for the film being, quote, "If it can be done practical, it will be done practical," which I love when filmmakers are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a new look at Hellboy from Hellboy, the Crooked Man. In casting news, we got Kim Kardashian, Halle Berry, and Glenn Close will star in Ryan Murphy's new legal drama series, described as a, quote, high-end, glossy, and sexy adult procedural. Watchmen Chapter 1 released the cast. It'll feature Matthew Rhys as Night Owl, Katie Sackhoff as Silk Spectre, Titus Welliver as Rorschach, Troy Baker as Ozymandias, I should say, Corey Burton as Captain Metropolis, and Michael Cerveris as Dr. Manhattan. It was announced this week that Zoe Kravitz was cast alongside Austin Butler in Darren Aronofsky's next film called Caught Stealing, and then Todd Haynes' next movie, Danny Ramirez, has been announced to be in the cast alongside Joaquin Phoenix. We got first looks at We Live in Time, Severance Season 2, Interior Chinatown, which follows a background actor in a procedural cop show who becomes witness to an actual crime. First look at The Perfect Couple, and first look at Thursday Murder Club, which sounds awesome. Have you heard about it? Mm-mm. We got a first behind-the-scenes look at, I believe, the director standing in front of 4 cast members, announcing they are beginning filmmaking. It follows a retirement home group who gather to solve murders, but soon find themselves caught in a real case, starring Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Sir Ben Kingsley, Celia Emery, David Tennant, Naomi Ackie, and Richard E. Grant. That sounds awesome. And it's a movie.
It's a movie. I was about to say, is this just British only murders?
In the building? only murders in the nursing home? No.
When Selena Gomez can't come back for the next season.
Martin Short falls down the stairs. He's...
Oh, that's not funny.
I don't know why I said it. Okay, we got some new announcements this week. I haven't told you about. Don't read that quote yet.
Okay.
So the Hawk Tuah girl, you probably heard about her. It was announced. I only brought this up because the quote is hilarious.
Okay.
But she was closing a deal to star in a reality series about her life, and she said, I think yesterday, that she's gotten several offers to star in movies, but turned them all down. And her agent said, quote, "One producer wanted to reshoot his movie's ending to include her. I've talked to these producers and said, hire an actress. She's not a professional actress." And then I saw a meme.
Okay.
With this guy at Real YouTube Kids said, "Remember that episode of The Simpsons where Bart knocks over a bunch of stuff and yells, quote, 'I didn't do it' on live TV, skyrocketing him to fame, landing himself his own TV show that flops after one episode?" That's all I said.
I
that
saw
wraps
that.
it up. You saw that? Okay.
Yeah.
That we'll move on after that because that perfectly.
You know what's
describes
funny?
it.
The only thing I know about that is that thing that they offered her. I did not know anything about Hawk Tuah except for, I don't know. I wonder what this thing is. Like, if you want to know how much I keep in touch with, I guess this was a meme. But I
saw her on TikTok, and that's it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't care either. I wish I got
3.
your neck swivel on camera though.
I'd rather watch Minions 4. We're moving on. It was announced this week that a sequel to The Devil Wears Prada is in the works. Is actually Meryl Streep. She will reprise her role. It's her first starring sequel. I saw a bunch of people say, "Oh, she never did sequels." She did Mamma Mia too, but she was only in that for one scene.
Mary Poppins Returns.
She was in the first Mary Poppins.
She wasn't.
No, but that means sequels to her own.
Oh, sequels to her own stuff. Okay, I was like, she's been in plenty of sequels.
Yeah, she's been in plenty of sequels. Yeah. But no, so where she stars in a movie, it's her first one that she's actually starring in. They're in talks with Stanley Tucci, Emily Blunt, and Anne Hathaway to come back. It's not confirmed yet. And also the same director. They're in talks with him. And the plot is described as it will follow Miranda, played by Streep, as her career goes into decline, forcing her to go face-to-face with Emily, played by Anne Hathaway, now a major exec at a luxury group whose advertising dollars Miranda desperately needs.
I saw a tweet saying that what if like we all get to the movie and in the middle of it Benoit Blanc shows up and this is actually Knives Out 3.
It's a Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah, it's all along Devil Wears Prada 2 is just
Dead Man is just a code for Meryl Streep's character's career.
Yeah.
Wake Up, it's not even a detective movie anymore. She hires him to find out why. I love that so much. I want that to be real so bad. It was announced that a remake of A Fistful of Dollars is in the works. It was announced that Sam Raimi will direct a new horror film titled Send Help, described as a thriller set on an island like a horror version of Castaway. It was announced that Sam Claflin and Patrick Stewart will star in a series adaptation with Michael Bay in talks to direct of Barbaric. Which, do you know about that? Mm-hmm. And we got a Martin prequel series in the works titled Young Martin, and Martin Lawrence will return to executive produce.
We got to come up with more creative names for like prequel. Just young Sheldon, young Martin, young
Little Bill.
Why was that the other one your mind? Well, I guess it can. I guess it's more. I'm saying it's more creative, but we need to come up with more creative because that's like the only other. There's not really that many other like ones that have young in the name, but it's like we have Everybody Hates Chris, which isn't a prequel to something, but it's like anyway. It just I don't know.
And that's all my new announcements and first looks casting, etc. The likes. We got a couple of celebrity birthdays this week. On Sunday, July 7th. Ringo Starr, member of the Beatles, turned 84. I did tell you before I did get the actual age down. These are really ages. Jack Whitehall, comedian, and Jungle Cruise and the live-action Clifford star, turned 36. Kirsten Vangsness from Criminal Minds turned 52 this week. Just Shelley Duvall's was also Sunday.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall's was Sunday from The Shining. Monday, July 8th, we got Maya Hawke. You know her from Stranger Things and Inside Out, and daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman, turned 26. Milo Ventimiglia from This Is Us, Rocky Balboa, the 2006 movie, and Gilmore Girls turned 47, and Kevin Bacon, Footloose, Tremors, and current go-to action movie villain, turned 66. That's the spoiler for some.
And certified prefers to be a rich guy.
Exactly.
Exactly. Did we talk about it in that interview last week?
I had the quotes, but he went shopping and he's like, I wait in line for my coffee.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no one said I love you.
Exactly. Tuesday, July 9th was Tom Hanks' birthday. So you know him from Forrest Gump, Toy Story, and frequent Steven Spielberg collaborator. Jack White, frontman of the White Stripes, turned 49 on July 9th as well. Wednesday, July 10th, you got Sofia Vergara from Modern Family, and current America's Got Talent judge, turned 52. Isabella Merced from Instant Family, Madam Web, and Dora and the Lost City of Gold, turned 23. And Phyllis Smith from The Office and Inside Out actress, she was Sadness, turned 73. Thursday, July 11th, Alessia Cara was the biggest one I found. She's a singer and an actress, turned 28. Friday, July 12th was Malala's birthday. She turned 27, activist and civil rights leader. Topher Grace, That 70s Show, Home Economics, and The Best Venom, turned 46.
Best Venom.
And then Richard Simmons, entrepreneur and fitness guru, turned 76 Friday as well. Saturday, July 13th, we got the birthdays of Harrison Ford and Patrick Stewart both. There's no need to mention what they're from because you know them. I was listening to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend in past episodes, and it was Patrick Stewart's one. And he was like, Harrison Ford, because they brought up Harrison Ford. And he goes, Harrison and I share the same birthday, but he's a year older than me. But does he show me any respect? No. I'm a year older than him. Ken Jeong, from The Hangover, Community, and the current Masked Singer judge, turned 55. And Tom Kenny, legendary voice actor behind SpongeBob, Ice King, and the mayor of Townsville, among many others. Many others.
In my opinion, one of the best penguin voices.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He turned 62 this week.
This week in history, on July 7th, we had the 24th anniversary of Scary Movie and the 7th anniversary of Spider-Man Homecoming, as well as the 35th anniversary of Lethal Weapon 2 and the 15th anniversary of Tales of Monkey Island, which is the Telltale Monkey Island game. On July 8th, we had the 12th anniversary of Zookeeper.
Yes. Did you include that just for me?
Yeah.
That's my comfort movie.
Yeah, that's Jay's comfort
love that
movie. I
movie
saw
so
that. I'm like, I
much.
have to bring it up. That and July 8th didn't have a whole lot of other stuff going on. So
Yeah. Should I bring up when I discovered that was my comfort movie?
Sure, if you want.
Whenever I was kind of sad one day and I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind thinking it was a comedy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. I went to bed more depressed than I was to begin with. And then I watched Zookeeper the next day. I was like, okay, I'm down. I'm back.
July 8th was also the 19th anniversary of Fantastic Four, the 20th anniversary of Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life, and the 10th anniversary of the United States release of One Piece Unlimited World Red. On July 9th, we had the 13th anniversary of Despicable Me, the 42nd anniversary of Tron, the 20th anniversary of Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy,
Yes, Brick is me.
and the 11th anniversary of Dota 2. On July 10th, we had the 43rd anniversary of The Fox and the Hound. The 39th anniversary of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Think of the Zookeeper, Jay. Think of the Zookeeper. He started crying. Not really, but, being all sad. He started being sad. We had the 9th anniversary of the Minions.
So are you doing this to me intentionally right now?
I'm putting Jay through like an emotional roller coaster. It's great. The 37th anniversary of Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic, which is the game when released in North America, became Super Mario Brothers 2.
Ooh.
So it's kind of a cool thing. And the 16th anniversary of Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4, my favorite Persona game.
There you go.
On July 11th, we had the 10th anniversary of Boyhood.
I still need to see that.
The 17th anniversary of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the 31st anniversary
My favorite.
of Street Fighter II Turbo, and the 21st anniversary of Kirby Air Ride and Super Mario Bros. Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. On July 12th, we had the 27th anniversary of Princess Mononoke and the 33rd anniversary of Point Break with Patrick Swayze, not the
Yeah, I haven't seen that
2015 wasn't 33 years ago, so not the other one.
My body feels like it.
July 13th was the 23rd anniversary of Legally Blonde, the 47th anniversary of The Spy Who Loved Me, the 6th anniversary of Octopath Traveler, the 18th anniversary of Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3, which just got a release date or remake this past February, and the 20th anniversary of the United States release of Tales of Symphonia.
Is The Spy Who Loved Me a James Bond movie?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I need to
Hence
watch that.
the Austin Powers movie, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Groovy, baby. Anime.
Going into anime on July 7th this week, Tower of God Season 2, Wisteria, Wand and Sword, and Naranare Cheer for You series premiere. They all premiered on July 7th. On July 8th, we had Mayonaka Punch premiered. On July 10th, Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World Season 2. On July 12th, Bye Bye Earth premiered. On July 13th, Too Many Losing Heroines series premiere. And Atri, My Dear Moments premiered. And then Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest released creditless versions of its opening and ending sequences. The schedule for One Piece Day has been revealed for August 9th through 11th. An update on the One Piece anime remake titled The One Piece has been promised. Rent a Girlfriend Season 4, a magic maker isekai, I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level Season 2, and Madaka Kiriyawa is impervious to my charms, confirmed 2025 releases. And then the Rick and Morty anime released a trailer and announced its voice cast, including Yohei Tadano as Rick, who has voiced Vegapunk in One Piece, as well as the English dubs for Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Clint Eastwood.
That's a wide range.
Is that not amongst many, many others? I think Steve Buscemi was up there, and other celebrities he's dubbed. Other animes he's been in was, I think he was in Demon Slayer or something. Anyway, he's just been. It's just like it's a wide range.
Yeah.
But
and we set place markers like Dr. Doofenshmirtz and then Clint Eastwood.
yeah, that's like
What?
yeah,
That's such a wide array.
two ends of the spectrum.
Exactly.
Right there. And then My one comic note this week. DC announced that Beetlejuice will be appearing on variant covers of DC comic releases this September in anticipation of the release of Beetlejuice, including a cover of Batman number 152, where it's Beetlejuice standing over Michael Keaton Batman. So it's Keaton versus Keaton.
Yes.
That was probably, I looked at the others. That was probably the one that stuck out the most because I'm like, I'm surprised that hasn't happened before. Yeah. So,
On my comic side, we got DC. We got some news on The Penguin. It was announced this week, along with Dune Prophecy. They've been labeled as HBO Originals and will now air on HBO before Max, compared to originally being Max Originals that were going to release on Max. Follows like what they did with Lanterns and Welcome to Derry, I believe was last week. They announced that. We got a new poster for it, and it was announced that we'll have a San Diego Comic-Con panel on July 27th with Colin Farrell, Matt Reeves, and more. We got the first official logo revealed of Superman, James Gunn's Superman movie. We got a new look at Creature Commandos, and it was releasing on December on Max. And the first clip released of Batman Caped Crusader coming August 1st. And on the Marvel side, we got quite a bit. We got the first trailer released, surprise dropped in my opinion, of Agatha All Along. The first 2 episodes dropping September 18th on Disney+. First look at Aubrey Plaza and Joe Locke, and the first poster for it. Did you watch it?
No, I did not. But
it looks actually kind of like...
It looks kind of good. I know
scary.
There's some hints at Wanda. Where something's going on with that.
I mean, you want me to tell you what is in the trailer?
Sure, yeah.
It's like it starts out where like you can't really tell it's like in Marvel unless you knew, obviously. But like she shows up and there's this like crime scene in the woods and she's like a detective, Catherine Hahn is, and this guy, she's like, "Hey, detective, this," and they look and there's like a Jane Doe and it's Wanda in like the sweatpants and she's dead.
Oh, the variant.
And she got like the black fingers of Wanda. They don't show Elizabeth Olsen's face.
Well, they probably won't because she would be announced to be in it, you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kept secrets like that before. But.
Yeah. But yeah, it shows like her body on the ground in the forest and it has her like the black fingers. And that's when she's like, Aubrey Plaza is like playing a witch who's also like a police detective. And then she has to walk like the witch's road with the covenless witches with a whole bunch of people. And then like Joe Locke is going to be the I guess Earth 616 Wiccan.
Okay.
He's like a familiar with the witches.
Well, because Wiccan is one of Wanda's...
One of the twins.
One of the twins. So
so it's not the same actor as...
Yeah, well, obviously, it hasn't been long enough for that
Yeah.
kid to be old enough to play a grown Wiccan, but...
Yeah. But he's officially confirmed to play Wiccan.
Okay.
I did see that. We got a couple new information on Spider-Man Noir, which I'm not sure if that's like the running title right now, but it's just the live-action Nicolas Cage Spider-Man Noir show. Nicolas Cage said the series is going to be 8 episodes long, and he said, quote, "It's more of a pop art mashup, like a Lichtenstein painting with some sparkle to it. It's not really people beating people up. Monsters are involved." And it was announced that Lamorne Morris of New Girl is playing Robbie Robertson. Okay. And Brendan Gleeson is playing the villain. Doesn't say what he is.
Probably Vulture.
Yeah, probably. Some news on X-Men 97. Matthew Chauncey, who's from What If, is set to write Season 3. And Bo DeMaio's work has been revised and completed for Season 2. It was announced that Marvel Animation will have their own panel at D23 in August, showcasing new details and first looks for shows like Eyes of Wakanda, What If Season 3, X-Men 97 Season 2, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
That we see more of Spider-Man.
Yeah. I feel like it's starting to like not see the light of day.
Yeah.
And it was announced that Marvel Studios will officially return for Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con, that's news from a couple weeks ago, on July 26th at 6 p.m. with a 1-hour-long panel. We got the first trailer for Captain America Brave New World surprise drop to me. I didn't know it until like hours after it dropped.
Yeah.
I messaged you. I'm like, why has no one told me this yet?
Because I assumed he had seen it already.
Yeah. And I hadn't. Released the first trailer and first poster. It included the first look at Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross and Red Hulk, which I saw that people saw CinemaCon footage. They weren't shown Red Hulk.
Yeah.
And that. So it was like new.
I also saw something where it's like Red Hulk is listed separate from Thunderbolt Ross, so it might be somebody, because there are
different?
multiple characters have been Red Hulk. I just would have assumed it would have been
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
So we'll
see if
we'll
it's Harrison
see
Ford.
if
There's
it's
an
Harrison
asterisk next
Ford,
to Red Hulk.
because I mean,
And he's going to be a big part because he's in the teaser poster.
I just love that Red Hulk's actually in it, because it makes me think of
Yes.
that interview with Harrison Ford where they asked him if Red Hulk. He's like,
Who?
what the heck is a Red Hulk?
Who? Of course, you can cast Harrison Ford like a top secret thing, and he's not going to reveal it because he's not going to care. And then we got our first look at Giancarlo Esposito's villainous character, who he said no one has correctly guessed who he is playing. And
So that means either it's a new character and he's just kind of being, you haven't guessed who I am yet.
Yeah.
Or he's some obscure character we've never heard of.
But he's he's like the sniper and all that. And I'm like, oh, I love Giancarlo Esposito
and also,
so much.
like, didn't you, like, there's,
Isaiah Bradley.
not Isaiah Bradley, like, the hints at,
Serpent Society.
Yeah.
So this was, I told you either this was going to be Serpent Society or they were going to do that for instead of Civil War before they did Civil War.
Yeah.
But like when they were in that room before Isaiah Bradley went all Winter Soldier-ish and started like attacking, literally shot at the president, Ross, it was giving me like cult vibes, which I don't know much about the Serpent Society. Like I know what they are.
Yeah.
But like those like society reminds me of like a secret world order, which obviously what this is.
The thing I could see the MCU doing with the Serpent Society is something like that anyway. So like
exactly. I'm like, is this
walking
towards his Falcon?
We'll see, because I think what they're going for is like, is Isaiah Bradley the villain of it? Well, obviously he's being controlled by somebody.
He's getting a Winter Soldier.
And so it's going to be a Winter Soldier thing where it's like, oh no, there's a bigger villain than just the Winter Soldier here, and
the Thinker's going to be in it.
That's the thing. We got Thinker in it. You're getting the vibes of Serpent Society. Mm-hmm. We've got Red Hulk. We've got whatever going on with
Tiamat.
It's like, man, how many villains are they?
And we also got some new stuff on week 9, I believe is what this is.
Yeah, week 9 of
Deadpool and Wolverine.
It only has to hold out till release, and then after that,
probably a week after we'll talk about the box office. Keep it in.
Yep.
It had like a fan event where they were like started the press tour a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And they also started a new commercial for The Bachelorette, which aired during the season premiere. Did you watch that?
Yes.
It's so funny. I loved it so much. A new look was released, and we also got today a new look at the TVA. And that is all my comic news for this week.
I do have one more thing that we did miss in miscellaneous news. Despicable Me
why are you
has become the first animated franchise to reach $5 billion in the global box office, like collectively from all the entries in the So
all 6
it is
movies.
Officially the highest grossing animated franchise of all time. So just had to point that out there.
All right. This week in celebrity deaths, Judith Belushi Pisano. She was 73. She was actress and widow of John Belushi, passed away this week. Doug Sheehan, 75, TV dad on Clueless and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Joan Benedict, she was 96. She was a General Hospital actress and widow of the late Rob Steiger. Joe Bonsall, he was 76. Oak Ridge Boys member, died of ALS. Carol Bon Jovi, the mother of John Bon Jovi, she passed away. She was 83. Benji Gregory, he was 46. Child star of Alf, dies of a heat stroke. Dr. Ruth Weistheimer, she was 96. She was a sex therapist and talk show host. And then 2 big ones this week. Shelley Duvall, she was 75, actress of The Shining. And then Richard Simmons passed away this morning, fitness icon. Both had birthdays this week. My sources this week were Movie Insider, Deadline, Famous Birthdays, Discussing Film, TMZ, Discovery, Entertainment Weekly, Empire, New Yorker, Puck, IGV Presents on TikTok, Entertainment Tonight, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Fandango, Telegraph, comicbook.com, and IGN.
My sources this week are IGN, Discussing Film, Nintendo Life, Polygon, Eurogamer, comicbook.com, Crunchyroll, Deadline, and official sites and socials of the studios mentioned.
Thank you very much. We do have week 3 of our tier list, ranking fictional detectives on how well/fast they could figure out who or what Batman's secret identity is. This week, we're going to start with
I believe that is the Hardy Boys.
Yes. You probably know more about this than I do.
I know more about the Hardy Boys than you do. It's been a long time since I've read the books, though.
Such a strong... Oh my. Okay. We continue.
What did I do?
There's the way that you came on so strong with that. I was like, oh.
It's been a long time since I've read the books, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's very much, it's aimed at boys, and the books are very like their detective prowess is brought down, for that reason.
I'm gonna let you guess because I have no clue.
Man, it's so weird. I think we should just put them right smack dab in C.
C?
Just because, it's like they're kids.
Yeah.
They could probably stumble upon it because that's usually a lot of, what happens. They stumble upon,
Yeah.
So it's, say that.
Yeah. And C? Hercule Poirot.
Hercule Poirot.
Poirot.
Hercule
I can never
Poirot.
pronounce that name right.
That, sir, is an S. Thank you very much.
S. Yeah. I was going to say, if we got Benoit Blanc an A, it needs to be at least that.
Yeah, Hercule Poirot is up there. He is just... But yeah, he's up there. He has got. There's no need to discuss it. It's just yeah.
He's up there. He's one of the biggest. I just realized who the next one is. I forget his name. The Pink Panther detective.
Specifically
Steve Martin's Clouseau.
Yeah.
Inspector Clouseau.
Inspector Clouseau. We gotta put him in D, man.
He's like just above Leslie Nielsen. Funny. Oh, it's so funny though. Oh my goodness. Clouseau is in D. Inspector Gadget.
Okay, so
I've only seen the Matthew Broderick, the first one,
and so we're gonna base it on the cartoon version.
Yeah.
So the question is, we're including Watson with Sherlock. Are we including Penny with Inspector Gadget? Because
I don't remember who that
without Penny, Inspector Gadget doesn't really get a whole lot accomplished. Penny is really the brains behind the whole operation, and Inspector Gadget is the human Swiss Army knife that gets from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So, like, if we're talking about Inspector Gadget and Penny as a whole, they're probably like B tier, maybe. Mm-hmm. But Inspector Gadget by himself would be D tier because he would fumble the bag so much. So,
should we put them right in the middle and C then between the two? Or no, you said, what did you say?
With Penny, probably B territory, but without, and so I just don't know, because then it's like, Penny's the detective there, but then she can't get a whole lot done, like getting from point A to point B without Inspector Gadget. But Inspector Gadget by himself, that I've been debating this with myself all week, if we want to include, because we include Sherlock and Watson together, and we've included
but also
like the
Sherlock
Criminal Minds
without Watson
is still S tier. So like,
and we concluded like the BAU as a whole.
Yeah, so let's include Penny. Mm-hmm. So we'll say Inspector Gadget and Penny are in B, but if
just by himself,
if you want to argue that no, we should do it by himself, then he would be in D. But we'll put him in B with the caveat that he's Penny.
With Penny.
Yeah.
Yep. We got Detective Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Honestly, I'm thinking B tier.
You're thinking B tier? Like I
wouldn't
say
go any lower
B
than
tier,
C or high C.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a good detective.
He's a very good detective, and he would be willing to do a little bit more of the things that Amy wouldn't get away with, that we would say.
Yeah.
So,
of the three, I mean, haven't brought him up yet, but of the three B99 characters, he would be the one that's willing to cross the lines just to be like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's say,
I think no lower than C. And if it's a C, it's a high C.
Let's say B. Then low B.
Low B.
Low B. And I have my theory for how these three B99 characters are doing it, but I don't want it until we get to the other character. Probably a couple.
It's going to be the last episode.
Yeah, it'll be the last episode.
Yeah.
But anyway. Because, in the same way I've been like, oh, it would be this in Booth and Bones. It would be this in Castle. So it's like, this is what the plot would be and why this is happening.
For all three together,
but we'll get that later. I'll write my fan fiction later. Anyway.
We got Jessica Fletcher, is that her name?
Jessica Fletcher,
from Murder, She Wrote. I feel like it'd be like Castle, where she writes it, only better. Like, she would actually be able to solve it by her own.
So do we want to put her in B as well?
I'm thinking B.
B as well? Alrighty. A notch above Castle, because she doesn't have Yeah. There are a lot of, she would hate Gotham.
Oh yeah,
She would get to Gotham to be like, this is a cesspool, and I miss.
I'm doing this as long as I need to, and then I'm getting out.
I'm getting my nephew out of whatever crap he's gotten himself into, and we're getting the heck out of here.
Exactly. Now the complete opposite, you got Jessica Jones. Hell's Kitchen.
Do we want to?
She's a private investigator.
Private investigator. She has the super strength.
She has a super strength, so she can like beat up bad guys.
So she would probably end up teaming up with. This is where we're getting to Marvel's hero,
Defenders
like
territory.
Marvel crossover territory here.
Yeah.
Where like I would say put her, because she would be fighting alongside Batman. Whatever mystery gets her involved with Batman, she'd be fighting alongside Batman. So it wouldn't be exactly her pursuing who Batman is. It would just be one of those things where could she figure out while she's doing it, or if she wants to pursue it.
Exactly.
So like,
and I not that she would want. I don't think she would want to pursue it or particularly care.
Yeah. So, do we want to say? And this is going.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Maybe high B.
High B.
Maybe high B. Maybe.
I don't think we should put her in A.
We couldn't put her in A.
She's above
no
Fletcher or the BAU or anything like that.
No.
I think B.
B.
She could, if she actually cared and put her mind to it,
she might be able to figure it out, muscle her way, not muscle her way through, but
yeah, find her way through. I will say, I heard Haley's argument, and I do think we need to bump Ace Ventura up to C.
You do think we need to bump
higher than C, because he did, while looking for a dolphin, figure out everything else.
So you're saying
no higher than C.
Bump him up.
Because if he could find in episode or number 2 by just a little bit of bat, you know what I mean?
Okay, bump him up to low C.
Low C.
Because he could,
low C.
He could, like the Hardy Boys, he could stumble across it on accident.
He could stumble, yeah.
There we go, man.
Low C.
We're putting a lot of things in C this time.
We are.
Yeah, C is getting pretty crowded.
We got some coming up.
Oh yeah, we got some pretty high ones coming up.
So to recap, we got Sherlock Holmes, an S tier, along with Columbo and Poirot. Did I get that name right?
Yeah.
Yes. In A tier, we got Basil and Benoit Blanc, still holding it down from, I believe, the first episode.
Yeah.
Holding it down solo. In the B tier, we got the Bones duo. We got the BAU. We got Inspector Gadget, Jake Peralta, Jessica Fletcher, and Jessica Jones. We got 2 Jessicas in there and a Jake. C tier, we got Amy Santiago, Castle and Beckett, Chip and Dale, Commissioner Gordon, Eddie from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the Hardy Boys, and Ace Ventura. And then in D tier, we got Detective Pikachu, Leslie Nielsen from The Naked Gun, and Inspector Clouseau. Every time I see that screen grab of what we got.
And next week's going to get a little more wild with how much we're... Yeah. So
how much we're stretching it a little bit.
So
that is our tier list for this week.
It's our episode this week.
That is our episode.
So we will...
Not as long as I thought it would be.
No, yeah. I mean, we went off the rails, but also I had, very few, not a lot of releases this week that really take up time for me to discuss. I'm sure there's anime premieres and like posters and intros and stuff that I missed, but it's just so much happens at once that I try to get the big stuff. So it's
all the stuff. And stay tuned next week for a special guest.
Oh yeah. So
for a special guest. Not part of the pod, but we'll
explain it.
Yeah, we'll explain it whenever we get there. But until then, follow us on our socials.
You can find the podcast on most socials at Mondays Are for Nerds. Mm-hmm. And then you can follow me, Tristan Stump, on most socials at Sir Stumpsalot or Sir Stumpsalot 17.
And follow me on Twitter at PoThePanda001. I don't remember what my Instagram is. I'm almost never on there. But you can hit me up on there too. If you happen to find me, hit me up.
So,
I might get back to you.
If you're watching us on whatever platform you're watching us on, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, do all the engagement stuff.
Feel free to give us your thoughts on our tier lists
or
anything you think we might have missed.
Enjoy your Monday. Hope this made your Monday a little better.
And hope you have a wonderful week.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.